15 love.
26-year-old who became the Wimbledon champion in 2022. First came here as a qualifier 6 years ago.
30 love.
Occasion lost in the first round, but never been beyond the third round. Lost to Simona Halep at that stage back in 2021, and a couple of years ago to Sorana Costea, also of Romania. How's she going to approach this, Katrina?
Well, you know, I was just thinking, when you talk about her past results, you know, with the serve that she has and the ground strokes, and she is a really good mover for her size, I've always wondered why she has not done well here. And perhaps it's the humidity that may drain her over time. Is it the crowd that I mentioned earlier? You have to think, what are the other elements that affect her outside of the opponents?
Well,
a good start here against a player that I have to say she probably knew very little about before coming into this year's Open. First meeting between the two. Yes, she's famous
style of play, but let's see what Pareja can do here today.
The youngster is from Carlsbad in San Diego, California. Used to be a wonderful tournament, didn't there?
Yes.
The Carlsbad Country Club. What a lovely place to grow up. She went to Carlsbad Seaside Academy until recently.
We played at La Costa.
That's it.
Raquel Giscafre, former player, used to be the tournament director there. Nervous start there from Pareja, understandably so. 16-year-old out here on a big court, 17. Fourth largest court here on site. Well done.
15-30.
Last 12 months, she's been balancing playing some pro tournaments, but also trying to get her junior ranking up and make the final in singles and doubles at Wimbledon last month.
She got to the semifinals of a 250 earlier this year. Wasn't she the youngest to do so since Coco Gauff?
She was. She's dipping her toe in the water. That was in Bogota as a qualifier. It was a WTA 250, which is the smallest of the WTA events. They go 250, then 500, then 1,000, the really big ones. The Indian Wells, the Miamis, and then the Slam sit a rung above those.
Starting to climb up the ladder, if you will. So I got to see her play a couple weeks ago at the USTA Billie Jean King Girls 18 Nationals. And she's really solid off the ground, has a huge forehand. But what I like is she has great balance on her ground strokes. Moves well around the court and really sets up her points. And you'll see that as this match wears on, just how low she stays and how she moves to the ball with the balance. She moves low to the ball.
because of, you might recognize the surname is of South American origin. Her mother, Adriana, is Colombian, and her father, Pablo, is a first-generation American. She has a Colombian grandfather on that side of the family.
Use.
She's got to know her way around the campus here because a couple of years ago she played in the qualifying of the juniors last year in the main draw, where she lost first round, but also made the third round of qualifying of the main tournament 12 months ago. And beat a couple of top 200 players on the way.
See how Rybakina seemed to be too far away from that ball. Kind of reaching for that backhand, even though it was in the middle of the court. Mistimed it a bit.
Use.
And a very big deal with current clothing company, new clothing company, in July. And there's certainly quite a lot of noise around Pareja, isn't there, in the States and on the junior scene as well. It's a big deal to be the #1 junior. It'd be fascinating to see if she can maintain that until the end of the year. And I suspect she'll be playing the juniors next week as well.
Pareja.
She's so new to the tour that she's ranked in the 300s at the moment that we don't even have an established height for her. But I have to say, I think she's a few inches shorter than her opponent, 6-foot opponent today.
She's taller than I am.
That's a hell of a hold from love 30 and break point down.
One game on the set.
It's a great hold, having 3 double faults in that opening game.
Is that a little smile? I think it was. And she settled down and enjoy herself here.
Sign of relief. Interesting shot choice from Rybakina, trying to change it up with the drop shot. Just wasn't in good position there. But again, you can see the body position of Pareja. Always in a squatting position with her knees bent.
Out. 15 on.
Beautiful serve.
And that is why she is the ace queen. She's hit more aces on the women's tour than any other player this season. She's 360 now for the year. And Rybakina
40-15.
picked up a ninth singles title in Strasbourg on the clay before Roland Garros this year. Has come in very good form. Semi-finals in Washington, Montreal and Cincinnati, and on each occasion losing to the winner. And quietly going about her business, settling in here out on Stadium 17.
Net for serve. Net for serve. Let for serve.
Say very good afternoon to Timo Janssen. Something that we haven't mentioned. It's easy to prepare for this match because the men's match before it, there was a retirement at 2-0 so they would have thought, oh, we're playing another possible hour, and then they would have got the call. They would have got some time, but no, very unsettling, isn't it? Particularly for a young and experienced player.
Let for serve.
Particularly for Pareja, because you don't know when she had lunch or when she had her warm-up, right? And then just the match warm-up, not so much on the court, but off the court, of how they get their body warm. And going into that rush mode and the mental mode. Of that preparation, you can be thrown off a bit, particularly when you're a rookie.
Yeah.
You know, for Rybakina, yeah, no big deal. Just go through my routine. You know, they gave them probably 45 minutes before they came out in between. So for Rybakina, no problem. I just go right through my routine and get prepared. But for Pareja, she probably felt more rushed.
Yeah. Rush mode, I like that. And she's probably too young to even have a routine at the moment, or a set routine. She's doing well out here. He feels under huge pressure with the towering Rybakina, ready to gobble up those second serves. And I think, let's put this into context. She's only ever played one top 100 player in her very short career, pro career. And that was Ayla Tomljanovic in the first round of the Indian Wells qualifying event, where she had a wild card. At this level, sort of tour level and above, it's only her 8th match and her 37th professional match of all time. Rybakina's had over 500 professional matches. I mean, we are talking different worlds here. It's double though, starting to hurt her. It opens up another opportunity for the 9th seed to break here. And this time Rybakina makes it count. And the former women champion with the early break.
Rybakina leads 3 games to 1 first set.
Yeah, the one thing you don't want to do is beat yourself when you're playing a top player. You know, the double faults, it's the one shot you have total control over. So take your time, make sure the toss is in the right position and you're accelerating upward. You know, hitting those serves in the net, there's no excuse for that.
Don't forget to take a look at usopen.org. Everything you need about the tournament is here, and also the socials at #USOpen. Tricky time of the day here at the northern end.
It's the only time you have an excuse. But you make those adjustments when you're on that end where the sun is right where your toss is. You just adjust your toss, your position a little bit so that the ball is not directly going into the sunlight. Beautifully done. That short angle out wide, taking the pace off the ball.
Rybakina quickly finding her groove. 4-1 now in this opening set.
Rybakina leads 4-1 first set. Red for service. Julieta
played her first pro match a few months after her 14th birthday, and 14 is the cutoff. That's the youngest that you can play, and the amount of pro tournaments you hit will we manage now until she's 18.
This is a critical game for Pareja to hold, to stay in this match and keep her confidence level high. Good start here.
I have to say, you say Pareja far better than I do. You say it with a South American lilt in your voice. That's her best point so far.
Great control there. I studied Spanish, so I can roll my R's.
Yeah. And this is the sort of tennis you saw from her at that under-18 nationals event.
Absolutely. Beautifully struck ground strokes, well placed, moving the ball around the court.
Yes. Clean game from the youngster. And she keeps the deficit to one break. We should explain, she comes in here as a wild card, and there are 8 of them, which is by the USTA wildcard committee. They select who they are. They can be also, I mean, they can be young players, they can be ones that have won a wildcard playoff, and they can also be former champions. For example, Venus Williams. So there's 8 wildcards in this 128 draw. Qualifiers as well, the qualifying competition going on last week, where there were so many fans around the courts coming in for the mixed doubles event, which has already been decided on by the Italians, Aryna and Vavasori. There's the stars of the Open. It was the 20th Arthur Ashe Kids Day on Saturday.
30
And
love.
Katrina, the first Sunday start of the US Open, there's always, aren't they, little wrinkles, new innovations.
Yeah, I wanted to comment on Caroline Garcia receiving one of the wild
Yes, yep.
cards. Her last tournament, and she will be retiring.
Yes, there's all sorts of reasons for wild cards, but because it's the American tournament, the bulk of them will go to the Americans.
Absolutely.
And what an opportunity for Pareja. See, I'm rolling those. I'm getting those R's now.
See, look at that. That was good.
Again, Rybakina.
Answers a love hold with one of her own.
Rybakina leads 5 games to 2.
In control now of this opening set. Pareja in her Grand Slam debut here.
Love 15.
The US Open. Very lightly raced in terms of protest. Has played a lot of junior matches this year and won tournaments in Colombia, and over in California, and in Britain as well. And then up to Junior Wimbledon. Because of that schedule and training twice a day on the court and with a conditioning session as well, I think she had to say goodbye to the Carlsbad Seaside Academy last year. Sounds a lovely place to go to school, doesn't it? And had to do online schooling, which so many of them do. But at least she tried to stay in regular high school for as long as possible. You know, it just gives you a bit of normality, doesn't it? You've got your friends, you develops your socialization.
Yeah, I applaud the players that do try to stay on that track. It does make a difference in your development as an individual.
15-30.
Did you stay in school?
I did. I lived in Chicago.
Yep.
So I stayed in normal school. I only played like 2 hours a day, indoors.
And you would value education because you went to Northwestern?
I did.
Yeah.
But I also had parents that were teachers.
You had no choice.
But every individual is different. Oh, great return from Rybakina.
15-14.
Double faults, though, have certainly hurt the youngster in this matchup with one of the best servers on tour. And I think, as very much expected, Rybakina dominating this opening set. A few good moments from the youngster. And it's the Kazakh now with a chance to close it out. Whether she hits or she misses, the expression is the same, and I doubt she's ever smashed a racket, ever. It's a calm young woman, and she's got another chance at set point.
Wow. Great body serve from Pareja.
Advantage.
Errant
Pareja.
return from Rybakina. Probably the most errant shot we've seen from her racket today.
So 2 set points have come and gone. Former Wimbledon champion. Still in her Wimbledon whites, it would seem.
Would that be too much color on the dress for Wimbledon? The trim?
Mm-hmm.
Net for serve.
As a Brit, that's too much.
It is too much, actually. Not her Wimbledon whites. It's almost could feel. Actually, I have to say, I thought it was a double fault with the first serve going up. Oh, that's 7 now. Talk brilliantly about the Rybakina serve. What are you seeing with the Pareja delivery?
Well, early on, I saw her head coming down too quickly because she was missing all of those. Most of them were in the net. I think on this last one, the toss was coming a little bit to the left, so therefore her balance is now a little off. So she's yanking. You see how that one went in, but it's more of a yank than a smooth delivery. Let's see how she fares on this next serve attempt.
In contrast to the ground strokes, which look very fluent.
And in balance.
And that's what you told me before when we were chatting, what you really liked about it was the balance.
And I'm sure that's something Adam is working on, her coaches. She has kind of a jerk at the end. It's not really a smooth delivery on that release.
Deuce.
Racket head goes quite close to her head, doesn't it, at the back as well? I mean, she's young, she's growing. There's a few moving parts there.
It's almost a disconnection. So it's like a pause and then a release. So that's that disconnection and the jerking of that delivery. But she'll get there.
Advantage. Pareja.
I mean, when she's getting her first serve in, she's winning 88% of her points.
Yeah, she's only lost 2, hasn't she?
So, but she's only getting 48% of her first serves in. So, she's got to work on getting those first serves in.
And that is some hold from the youngster. And she keeps herself going in this opening set.
So we've seen her fight back
leads
from
5
being
games this
down
way.
on several service games. So if we can get those first serves in, she's doing well off the ground.
A chat with the coach, which you're allowed to do when you are down the end where your player box where the player box are sitting. So another go at this. Rybakina serving for this set.
That's the way you want to start your service game when you're serving for the set.
That's her very first.
It's a good dig from the corner from Pareja, but too short in the court.
30-15.
Very easy for Rybakina to put away for the winner. easy forehand for her. It would have been overhead smash for me. My height. I'm just saying. Oh, yes. Just locked and ready for that backhand.
Competing really hard here. Getting stuck in. Rybakina looking to shut the door quickly here on the youngster. And once again, set point. Major champion this time closes out and wins the opening set by 6 games to 3.
Love 15. Love 30.
Let's get away from the 16-year-old very quickly here. Broken once in that opening set, but it was all pretty dicey, wasn't it? Those service games for her.
So when you're young, this is where you say, okay, I want to go for more. I think right now she really needs to focus on being a little more consistent, particularly in the service game. So this game may get away from her quickly right now, but on the next go-around, let's see if she can get more first serves in. She's doing well off the ground, and that's where her strength lies. So if this game slips away from her, just try to focus on trying to get that break in the next game before this match really gets away from her too quickly.
Great ground strokes from Rybakina. And it's a break to love right at the start of this second set.
First game.
A couple of years ago, actually. Great match there.
Out 15 up.
Very good to see Rybakina back in the world's top 10. She's had quite a few injuries and a lot of illness as well in the last few years. Viruses and just being unwell. It's been an issue. And even here, 12 months ago in the second round, didn't take to the court because I believe she was ill and injured on that occasion. It's been quite a theme.
Well, technically, she's just not coming into her prime. She's 26. So the best is yet to come.
Yeah. You feel that with her, don't you?
Yeah. If she can stay healthy. she can stay healthy and overcome those emotional challenges that she has experienced,
30-15.
I think she can really do some damage in the next couple of years.
Net for service. Net for service. Game. Rybakina.
Big serve.
Rybakina leads 2 games to love. Second set.
Much easing through this first round match.
Critical for Pareja to hold here, get the crowd behind her, get some energy going, to kind of stay close to Rybakina. So I feel like the wheels are falling off now. There's no energy.
It's the world's very best junior, experiencing a whole different level of intensity from the other side of the net.
All.
Nice.
30-15.
Nice 1-2 punch from Pareja. So it happens when you get a nice serve in play, able to step up inside the baseline.
That's the shortest ball she's had in quite some time, isn't it? Hasn't seen too many of those. There's just so much pressure coming at her.
30 all.
Coaches are going to learn a lot from this, aren't they?
They will. I think that they'll take a lot of lessons from this to be able to go back to the drawing board to help build her confidence going forward. Work on the serve a little bit more.
That's too big. And the major champion starting to put her foot down now. Lining up a double break in this second set.
Wait, please. Thank you. Robert. Wait, please. game. Rybakina.
Easy pickings. And Rybakina now at a 7-3 love.
Rybakina leads 3 games to love.
Rybakina hugely experienced now, 26 years of age. It's been 3 years since she lost in the first round of any Grand Slam tournament. It was the US Open 2022. And has been very clean in her opening matches.
Rybakina is well beyond the baseline, striking that ball.
Yeah, it's not often you see her back there, is it?
Well, Pareja hasn't been able to penetrate the ball that deep.
30-15.
But she recovered, comes back with big ace. Fourth of the match.
She really doesn't make any sort of fuss. I remember when she beat Serena Williams at the French Open on the Philippe Chatrier, the main court there. And she walked to the net as if she'd just won a club match.
Game. Rybakina.
3 in a row.
Whizzes through the service game.
Rybakina leads 4 games to love.
You think she's feeling comfortable?
Second set.
Just doing all right. USOpen.org is your website for everything happening at the tennis over this 3-week tournament, and all the socials on X and Facebook. You can find it hashtag US Open.
I mentioned in the start of the second set, I thought that Rybakina felt quite comfortable that she could just start to work on things and relax and really elevate her game. Well, look where we are now. Coming from the 3 aces and a few extra shots we haven't seen in her regime here. Sometimes these matches turn into practice sessions for these top players.
30 love.
She overplayed that, but I love when the players hit those deep returns down the middle of the court, because that's where you really set up your point. Deep down the middle, and then you go to the angles. Too often the younger players go for the corners first and then make the errors, as opposed to deep down the middle and then go for the lines. Push your opponent back, handcuff them, if you will.
30-15.
As Rybakina always looks as if she has so much time on the ball. Not to rush her. Trained at the very famous Spartak club in Moscow that produced so many of Russian players, Kornikova and Moskina.
She's just pounding the ball right now. The heavyweight boxing champ.
She's in great nick, isn't she? I mean, she's had 3 fabulous tournaments since losing in the 3rd round of Wimbledon to the Dane, Clara Towson. Comes in here with an awful lot of form. She's going to be dangerous in this draw. Kazakh eyeing up a fourth break of the young American serve. And Pareja make the hour on the clock.
Just fought back in this game. And she's done that well when she's gotten down in her service game. She did that in the first set a couple times, got down in her service games and then fought back to hold.
And I say this very quietly. She hasn't served a double fault in the set so far. But I'm saying that as praise because it was an issue. There's 8 in the first set. It really hurt her, and she's cleaned up that part of the game. Sometimes a 0 can be a really important stat.
That's true.
A piece of data.
Advantage, Rybakina.
You know, she started the match off with the doubles too, which part of nerves, I think, coming out here.
And the rush mode, given the retirement in the previous match on 17, which is a court for the ground pass holders, a stadium. Been here for a good number of years now. Very popular spot here. So it's Rybakina. Closer to the second round.
Advantage, Rybakina.
You could almost feel that coming. Too much pressure.
I had my fingers crossed.
I know you did on the American wildcard, and I jinxed her as well. But Rybakina will serve for a place in the second round.
Love 15.
Would you believe it as serves the match? Only the second blemish on her report card.
Yeah, that toss got away from her. I'm going to blame it on the wind on that one. That toss was off. Well done on that one.
And what you get here at the US Open,
15 on.
it is the same, I think, at all those lands. But I mean, last week we had soaring temperatures. We had a day where there wasn't hardly any play because of the rain. Yesterday, the wind was tremendous blowing through the campus. And this is a great court to be in. As you mentioned, it's sunken 8 feet into the ground, so it is more protected. But then you can get the breeze funneling and bouncing off the stands, so they're both doing. But today conditions are pleasant compared to yesterday.
Yeah, it can get down into the bowl and swirl around. But remember, we're not that far from the Atlantic Ocean. So the wind off of the ocean can come in and wreak havoc here in New York City.
But it's smooth sailing for Rybakina at match point.
Wow, what a way to finish.
And the Kazakh eases into the second round. Very good signs for the major champion. Straight sets over the wild card. Rybakina, 6-3, 6-love. And she moves into the second round. There's just something about Elena out there. And what was that, 62 minutes that might suggest that she's going to be here a little longer than in previous visits.
Well, I think she has to feel quite comfortable with how she performed today. I think she served extremely well.